Well, hello, everybody. Good evening. Surprise. Yes, it's yours truly. We are doing something a little bit different here tonight because AG the dad is behind the curtain today. So you got me all to yourself. So, anyway, no, I'll be honest. I gave him the boot, y'all. I kicked his ass up out of here. Yes, I took over the show. No, just kidding. I love AG the dad, and hopefully, maybe we'll get him to tune in during the podcast tonight. And especially if I stick my foot in my mouth, he just may chime in a bit. So you got me all to yourself. Jason, thank you, Jason. Hello, Liz. Hi, Liz. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I appreciate you, warriors, so much, so much. So let me start off by saying, um, my disclaimer: I am not a doctor, nor do I claim to be. Anything and everything I say tonight on this podcast is solely what is put on board through my medical team for moi. What may be good for you may not be good for me. What may be good for me may not be good for you. So anything I discuss along this podcast tonight is solely my journey, what I experience and what I go through. Okay, so um, and then you guys may not know, but you may know. Today, this month is Mental Awareness Month, and what a great subject for me personally right now. As to which I didn't know until a couple days ago, but then I was like, I'm learning a lot just by researching and. Wait, here we go. um, um, for this month being mental awareness, I'm learning a lot by researching everything with the body and the illnesses, because if you may pull up one illness and it comes in line with mental illness and depression and stuff like that, which I already knew that MS, of course, um, you know, you have a possibility, a higher probability of, experiencing some mental illness, some depression. And you guys, I've done some research and I did not know the why. I knew mental illness could be a big platform, unfortunately, but it's so wide, you guys. And I'm like, wow, wow, that's really, which I didn't know. I didn't know autism was a form of mental illness. My granddaughter was born with autism. um, and just doing research, I'm like, wow, really? So before I get into that, Jason, it is something crazy. It's and I keep having these thoughts because something happened in my family this week, and it hit home for the month of May with mental illness. And I'm going to share that with you guys today. And but let me back up a little bit. Excuse me if I keep clearing my throat. I choked on some cheese a little while ago. Um and I didn't choke, but some went down the wrong pipe. I was eating dinner and I coughed, hacked, and the cheese went down with some other shit that I was eating. But it left my throat scratchy, and I've done the halls. I've got a mint right here. I've got my water, and it just now my throat is burning, and I want to keep coughing, clearing it. But so excuse me. No, I'm not sick or anything. But anyhow, so if you keep hearing me trying to clear my throat, that's why. So let me back up before I really get dive into this mental awareness tonight, because it hit homes, I'm sure, for a lot of us. Mental illness does not discriminate. But so last week, guys, was my 14th injection. Yes. And I know my warriors are right with me with this, on the same uh, level of the Kesimpta. And you guys, this 14th injection, I had no symptoms. When I first did it, about 20 minutes later, I got a little wave of a tired feeling. and then it was gone. I had no nausea, no nothing. I was actually, the day after, I kind of forgot I even did the injection. I was up doing stuff and I was like, uh, should I be feeling this good? Because I just did the injection yesterday. So I felt pretty good. And you guys, I'm going to try and definitely answer your questions, communicate with you guys on here. It's my first time, as you guys know, running the show. So let's see how I do. I'm a great multitasker before MS. I still try, but hey. Um, Jason says so many. I used to work with adults with developmental disabilities. So many individuals have so many different mental disabilities. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. Um, with me reading up on that stuff, that it's like so many, and there's rare mental disabilities too that I've never even heard of. And I'm 56 years old, and mental illness runs on my mother's side of the family. And I'll get to that. Um, so yeah, that's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So Liz says eat a banana. It helps. For my throat, Liz, I have bananas. Should I eat a banana now? Because it is irritating me. It's burning. And Jason says, not just disabilities, just mental illnesses also. Yeah, our mind is such a beautiful piece of machinery, and it can have some serious issues, such a thing so special, to have those kind of things. It's weird. Um I've saw a lot. Jason says, I've saw a lot and experienced a few. Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, me too. Me too. I have a lot of notes, guys, written down because what my spidey senses must have been telling me, hey, Warrior, you're going to run the show tonight. So get your act together. So, but um, anyway, so what I'm finding, guys, and I'm cluing you in now on my week. Um, because when I do my injection, I usually give me 4 days. I don't plan anything, nothing, because I want to recoup from if I don't feel well after the injection. Well, because I didn't feel crappy, so I was like, okay, I want to do this and that and da 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 da. So what I found, guys, is and this didn't click until recently, even though I always stress, give yourself time to rest, heal. um don't stress heavily. If you got some things coming up or in your life, take the time to take me time. And see, I've lived that, and I've learned that over the last 3 years with MS. And it helps you to be able to be more productive or just more up. So what I found, and this was trial by error, is I started my um what I wanted to do. I started it about Thursday. I found, hi son. Thank you, Liz. You said yes, and I might take if I could get some outside help and call my granddaughter for a banana. But um what I noticed is if I start doing something I want early week, midweek, say Wednesday, Thursday, rest that next day, then I still have my Saturday or my Sunday open. I was blowing it, you guys. I was seriously blowing my weekends, and I just came to figure out, hey, right now, as my body is giving me that attention, I'm going to take advantage. And I suggest you guys take advantage too, because if this works for you. So that gave me an outing on Thursday. I chilled out on Friday, recouped. Saturday, I was out again, and rest on Sunday, out again on Monday. That is working so good right now for me. I went fishing, you guys, yesterday. I posted a video. I didn't catch anything. I got a lot of bites. Um, I wouldn't say a lot, but a few. Me and Larry went out. He ended up catching a cat, and but I haven't been out on the fish bank in some time, and I miss it, guys. And I'm so glad I'm here in Cali. So it was a good temperature. I'm not sure what the temp was yesterday, but we had a little wind, off and on, so it kept me cool. I was under a big tree, but I was in heaven. I miss fishing. I used to stay out there all day, all night. I used to come home beet red. I didn't care. It felt good. I loved the sun on my skin, on my face. So you guys try and put something together like that for yourself if you're not already doing it, or if you had problems like me with not being able to do 2 days of anything but being home. See, that was me. So I ran across that little plan, and it's working for me. It's definitely working. And don't forget, you guys see me looking down, I said I had my notes. um, so and I did say May was mental health month. And if you guys see on the screen, I've gave AG some numbers. He's put them up for suicide hotline. You can call or text. You may want to write this down, put it in your phone, put it on a sticky note. If anybody watching the show tonight has any inkling, anything that you may want to hurt yourself, or you need to speak to someone, you're hurting or you're depressed, please reach out to my email at bogiddy6 at aol.com. And don't laugh, yes, I still use aol.com. I'd be more than happy to talk to you. I'm a great listener. And also, there's a number on the screen, 1-800-273-8255. Or if you do not want to verbally speak to someone, but you want to reach out for help, you can text from your cell phone 741-741. So those numbers are good to have, you guys, especially for the month of May. May does have the highest rate of suicide to date. Um, Crazy, I know. So someone may reach out to you, and you may not have, or you may have, some numbers or some answers to them, for some mental support. It's out there. It's easy to get in contact with someone. So now let's jump into this mental awareness. Um, I've experienced mental issues. I suffer from depression. I have anxiety, and I've been on medication. Sheesh, 25 years now. I started very, very early on. I was about 16, 17. I started being scared to get on the freeway when I was driving and didn't know why. It wasn't at night. It could have been in the daytime. I just couldn't get on the freeway. I would get on, and all of a sudden I'd realize I'm on and panic and have to get off. That sucks. I know, I've heard that, some of my friends and family, they have the same issue, too, freeway, stuff like that. I would even panic in the grocery store. I would have my buggy full of groceries. We'd be in the store, me and my kids be in the store for a long time shopping and getting our stuff. And then lo and behold, it would hit me. Um, I would be even in line in the grocery store, and I would leave. I would leave my cart. I didn't care at that time. Felt like I was so much under pressure and couldn't breathe. I was panicking. I felt numb, tingly, dizzy, all of that stuff. And I would leave the grocery store. So, that was many, many moons ago, guys. Today I don't suffer like that. Freeway driving, yes, I don't mess with it. I got over that for many years. That wasn't even an issue anymore. But for some reason, say about 8 years ago, I was coming in from out of town. It was about 3, 4 in the morning, and a van started chasing me on the freeway. And ever since then, um, I wasn't able to get on the freeway. And I don't know. You know how the mind works, the brain works. So that, was an issue for me. Um, I would panic at home, anxiety, that would hit. I remember when my kids were in school, that I remember one time waking my oldest son up, and son, you're watching, you may remember this. My son's on, guys. Um, my oldest boy, Andy. I remember waking him up, and I was embarrassed, but I was like, "Son, stay up with me. I'm having anxiety." And it was in the middle of the night. I'm sure he had school the next day. But those things can hit you very hard, very scary. Um, and my mother was bipolar. My mother is deceased. Um, and her mother was bipolar, and her mother. And back then, not in my mom's day, but her mother and her mother's mother, back in their day, they didn't have the new age medicines, guys, like we do now. We pop a pill and we're good to go. Back then, it was electric shock treatment therapy. Can you imagine if we had to live through that right now? Oh my God. I'll tell you what, my body wouldn't make it. You guys, my body, I don't know about your body, Liz, Jason, but if this old body right now with MS, could you imagine if I suffer from depression? Medicine controls mine. I rarely, to be honest, I don't have any depression symptoms until I have a relapse and my body is in constant pain and constant MS flared up mode for too many days. Then I start to get weary. My mind starts to get weary, and I'm crying and I'm sad, and you know, um, but if I with MS had to go through shock treatment, shoot, take me out to the pasture, because I wouldn't survive. My body, oh my God, I can't even handle sun. Could you imagine my body trying to handle a shock treatment? Yeah, it's gonna shock me, all right. Yeah, it would be over for me. Yes, and you remember that? I do. Yeah, that's crazy. What depression, excuse me, guys, depression, how it affects you. And it makes you, I remember being feared, but for what? You know, my life was good. I wasn't, there was nothing to be fearful, but as you guys know, the way that the mind, the brain works, that anxiety and stuff comes from a fear, they say. And I've read up on that, of course, over the years and just recently. Um, so it can definitely hurt the body. It doesn't just hurt you mentally, it hurts you physically. Your body can be so sore from depression, it can affect your physical being. So it's just more than a mind thing. It can make you really feel sick. Jason says, sorry, I had to come in and out now and then. I do have depression. I just take my Kesimpta though. I kind of just battle it. Anxiety is my worst thing though. Driving and downhill for me is awful. I live in Tennessee. Oh, Jason, yeah. I've been there, done that. I've had to get off the freeway. I've had to talk myself off trying to get off the freeway. For some reason, I feel that if I can't get off or get out of my car because the other cars are passing, that that's what I'm scared of. And I want off. So because I know I can't just get out of my car, I'm going to get killed. Someone's going to run me over. So it's weird how the mind plays for me when I get on the freeway. That's what comes to my mind. And it sucks, you know, and I love to drive, but then now I have MS, and that I don't trust all the time because my coordination is not really good. I get dizzy sometimes, and yeah, on when I really do feel good though and trust myself and I feel like a big girl, I will go about a half a mile to Starbucks, or yeah, I have many stores close by. So that I do. So there are so many um forms of depression, like I was speaking, and Jason, I wanna tell you, and you have family, you have kids, you have a wife, you have family, I do know, but warrior, from me to you, at any time, if you're feeling bad, and you need to reach out, you know how to get in touch with me. Hit me up on my channel and we could have a couple laughs or whatever it is. I'm always here for any of my warriors that are having any problems, such as depression, any suicidal thoughts, anything. Please, you have a friend in me. Definitely, I've been there, done that. I've mentioned before in a previous video, going through a relapse probably about a year and a half ago, maybe now. No, maybe 2 years, because I've been relapse free for a year. I didn't want to live anymore. The MS was so bad at that point. That attack, I didn't, I wanted to stop, and I knew it wouldn't stop, so I wanted to make it stop. And you know what that is. And at that point, not thinking, being selfish, mental illness sometimes doesn't let you be, it has you be selfish, I should say. So um it's a hard thing that the games that will play through your mind and stuff. So I'm glad that I wasn't strong enough to go through it. They say, you have to be really strong to do something like that. And no, and I really, to this day, and I said this before on one of my shows, I will never ever, I'll kick my own self in the ass if I ever let that come out of my mouth again. No. Um, I know I may have some hard battles ahead of me because, I'm stricken with MS, but God damn it, I'm a fight. I'm a fight and I'm a fight, so that's never going to cross my mind again. I'll cry and kick and scream and break down if it comes to that point, but I can never do that. I love the people around me too much to do that. Um, so I'm going to just talk about. You're welcome, Jason. Any time, honestly. Share, compare, and support. That's what it's all about for me. I'm sharing my life and giving you my story. Um, just it's just me. Jason says, MS may win some battles, but I'll win the war for sure. Exactly. And you got my power behind you too. My good vibes coming your way, Jason. Liz, you as well. Strength comes in numbers, you guys. I always say this, and I'm sure you guys know that too. Um, so many forms of depression, and there's clinical depression. It changes your mood and loss of interest. That's the kind that I had, and didn't know why. And my life was pretty good actually at that point, but I haven't, let me knock on some wood, I haven't had those symptoms in so many years. Like I said, a couple of years ago when I went through a bad relapse, I was really depressed and I was just crying. The key thing, um, the key thing, guys, is if you're feeling weird, some kind of way mentally, reach out to your spouse, your child, your grandchild, your friend, your mother, your father. Reach out to somebody, because just talking about it with somebody lifts that burden, that big, heavy feeling, and you feel that nothing, that somebody's there and knows, that won't let you, do something bad to yourself. You're aware that somebody else knows, and that's just a kind of a consoling feeling you get. I've talked to many people, family even, who have suffered from that, my own kids. So this is a part that I said earlier in the beginning of the show, why this month hits so close to home for me is because the other morning, couple days ago, I got a phone call that one of my sons had tried, or he was going to try to commit suicide. Um, he didn't succeed, guys. Thank you, Lord. Um, His battle, unfortunately, he's an addict and a beautiful dude, beautiful kid. He's got children, so much to live for, but guys, drugs do a number on your life and just change things and have your priorities kind of, in the back wing, on the back burner. Um, so, and then, you're welcome, son. Thank you for being there for me. I love you. I don't want to cry tonight. Um, y- do you know, how do you know to, when you've had enough to get to that point? How do you know that somebody else is going through that, right? Do you believe, let me tell you my story because I'm an open book. This is, I don't, where I'm going to talk and I'm going to tell you the real. So I'm on the phone with the nurse with my son. He's in the hospital, and the nurse wanted. He's telling the nurse he didn't do that to take his life. That he had family and kids. That he just wanted to get loaded. Well, that's not what came through to family. That um, so-called he told that this is what he was going to do, and so we're all on, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And so I'm thinking on the phone, I said, hey, you know, what's going on and why? And I won't get into details with all the words, guys, and all that stuff. But he tried to convince me and the nurses and the prevention people that he w- he wasn't trying to take his own life, and that, and he got kind of bent out of shape or whatever. So we're done talking to him now. The nurse says, okay, I'm just gonna say, warrior, I'm gonna talk to you, privately. And of course, she asked me a lot of questions about my son, of course, and he's got a history, drug history with that hospital, and so she, knows his background, being, being having addiction, and so now we have to kind of say what really is going on. Did he, or did he do, ingest these drugs and then get panicked, called 911 and said, he just wanted to get high. So we don't know. Well, um, it's so hard to know what is what. You know, you can miss signs, of course, as we all know, because you may not see that in somebody, or just know they have such a beautiful life. Why would they? You know, um, my kids are my reason. You know, totally. I've never done drugs, guys, in my life. I was 30 some odd years old before I took a ibuprofen. Yeah, I'm a square, y'all. But you know, I had kids at an early age, and I can think to be out of my being, not in control, scared me shitless. That's what kept me away from everything. And um now I swear I drink a beer maybe once, two beers in 3 months, just to woo saw sometimes. Crazy, I know. I'm a chicken. I know, Jason. Remember a couple shows back, you said that, and we were cracking up because you said you had went to the moon. I have two before, early, and that scared me too. My sister and my brother were all potheads, and I was the square one. So it's like, oh, I'm going to fit in with everybody today and smoke weed. I wanted an ambulance after. So, oh my God. Me and my sister still bring that up to this day. We talk about it because I was like, I think I'm going to have to go to the hospital. But yeah. Um, Jason says, when my lesions formed on my brain, it caused me to hear voices that wasn't there and other type of issues. It's strange looking back, knowing all that came with MS. Yes, it's and like I said, our brain is such a miraculous piece of property, and to know the the magnitude when it falls apart, and not physically, you guys know what I mean, but you know how the different directions that our brain can take us, and it's scary, it's frightening, it's worrisome, especially with MS, because we are more susceptible to having more mental issues. Now, I Larry Larry's best friends, um, baby's mom, baby's mother, um, had MS. Well, she has MS, but she went crazy. And I don't know the whole story, but she's just out of it, and she has MS, and her mind just it just broke circuit. Yeah. So it could be a scary thing, guys. And depression comes with MS too. So you could be more likely to experience some depression and stuff like that. But we as women with our hormone thing, we just we're like this all across the board anyway. So adding something to mine already, I'll handle it. Just to get on the bus. That's what I would tell the next issue. Get on bus, get on the bus because you're about to go for a ride. So and but I'm going to be driving the bus. So as long as it's not driving the bus, we'll be fine. So, um, anxiety disorder, of course, we're all familiar. We hear that nowadays. Let's see, when I was in my early 30s, when I started getting help for my depression, it was hush hush back then. You didn't talk about depression because it had a stigma of being crazy. Now that's crazy when you think about today's day and age. So we've come a long ways, with just the way that society and things are put out there, how you cope and deal, and the mechanisms of everything. It's crazy back then, on how and what our parents had to deal with, even their parents back then. Like I say, with the shock therapy, it's crazy. But um before I get off the subject, I'm kind of switching gears right now for a minute. I want to get back to, because I kind of left the thing open about my son. Um, I pray for him every night. Um, I'm trying to get him to get some help. And you guys, honestly, your prayers are more than welcome. Just please keep him in your prayers. Um, so, and dementia. Now, let me get back to our depressions. There's many, and there's rare. I won't get into them all, but just to name a few, bipolar is very common. My mother's bipolar, her mother, and her mother's were both, all three of them were bipolar. Um, and that's mood swings from high to low and manic. So the differences. Dementia is also, in which I didn't ever know dementia was um, a mental illness. I knew it affected the brain some kind of way, but just to have that labeled mental illness, and just to jump off track. Now, I'm sure you guys just recently heard of the Judd passing away, Naomi Judd. Naomi? Okay. The mother. Um, oh yes, Naomi. So on TV and in reports, they keep saying she died of mental illness. So we're in my household, we're like, how do you die from mental illness? Okay, Jason, yes. So how do you die from mental illness? Without, I guess that's the term, they're using, instead of saying died of way of suicide or alcohol use or drug use or OD. We could put it in many, many verbal terms. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna Google this. And I was like, from what I know, if my age, I've went through school, the whole shebang. So what is, you know let me read this. Is there something that I've missed with this mental illness thing? So I was like, how do you die of mental illness? We were like, well, the way of, so um they're not saying a whole lot, but come, of course, reading what I already knew and figured was, through ways that you can actually take your own life. That's considered way of dying of mental illness. So I guess that's the 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 more I don't know the word to say, the more easy way of saying, that person um, took their own life, sad. Um, oh, really? Did Jason, did your grandmother actually experience like she didn't know who family was? Oh, okay. You said it's a sad thing to see. So then I bet so. Yeah. Um, that's sad to hear. My best friend's mom had dementia, and she passed. And then her dad started getting it as well. And unfortunately, COVID came in this world and took out a lot of people's loved ones. He was one of them as well. Um, these last few years, guys, have been hard on a lot of families. A lot. People are just was stricken with sadness because of this COVID as well. Like we really needed to add, you know, um, pour salt on a wound. Oh, crazy, crazy. Jason says my wife works with people within other elderly type stuff. Oh, so she sees it firsthand and has a lot of knowledge, I'm sure. And it's so hard working with those type of people because they're so innocent at that age. Years ago, I worked in a facility, old elder facility, and the ladies, they were majority ladies in there, and they were so sweet and so innocent, and then they were stricken, by dementia and stuff like that. And I had this one elder lady, I can't remember her name, but when she would see men, like the men would come to deliver the food and stuff like that, she'd bite herself. Oh, and she was tall. She was tall, and if she didn't like what you were doing to her, if you were fixing her blouse or um spooning too fast, feeding her or whatever, she'd try and punch you. And she was a sweet old lady. She was really, really old. I think 90 something then. She really, really, she was feisty, but she was tall. But yes, it's a sad thing to see. So dementia is one that's under the listing of mental illness. And that's, you guys know of dementia. You forget a lot of things that you're around in people. It says thinking and social symptoms that interfere with daily function. Sometimes people with dementia can't take care of themselves because they don't remember how to do those things. Schizophrenia is one of them also, and I knew that one. Um, and if anybody is unaware of schizophrenia, it affects the ability to think, feel, and behave clearly. And that's something too runs in my family. I have a family member who was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and obsessive compulsive disorders. You guys, that's an easy, clear one. That's just excessive thoughts that lead to repetitive behaviors. And autism, and I mentioned earlier, um, autism. My granddaughter Sanai has autism, and I didn't know that it was connected to mental illness. Now her mother is bipolar. Yeah, was diagnosed being bipolar, and I did some research on uh, all those and more. It's to see if it's hereditary or not, and the main ones, and I'll give you a list right now that are hereditary, and are autism, attention deficit, hyperactivity ADHD disorder, major depression, bipolar, and schizophrenia. That's a small list. That's just a smidge, but those are very common to be hereditary. Okay, so yeah, I see those red lines through our family, through up our family tree big time. So it doesn't surprise me, that those are the top ones that on the list of being hereditary. So, um, guys, again, thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm not done just with you yet, but I just want to thank you guys for being a part of my podcast show. And we're missing AG, the dad, tonight, and his sense of humor that he brings to my show. We're missing that tonight. I'm sure next week he'll be back on board. He is playing it cool behind the scenes. um, so, two on the screen, guys, and I will say the hotline numbers. AG, the dad, has put them up on my screen, and I will say them real quick. So if you need to write them down or put them in your phone right now, you definitely can. 1-800-273-8255, or you can just text to 741-741. You never know when you may need those numbers for anyone, and that's just to spread awareness this month for the mental awareness. They're always open. Of course, there's over 160 crisis centers that provide 24/7 service um, at that 1-800 number that we have put up. So hopefully none of us will need that number, but um, it's always good to know if you need someone, someone is there. I'm one of them. You guys know where to find me at. And that's just in general too. Beyond the MS thing. Let's see what other notes I have. Let's see. I told you guys that I have suffered from, depression, of course, and really more so during a bout with MS. And I don't wish that on my worst enemy. That was one of my low points of being sick with MS. Not even when I found out that I had MS, I was like, okay, can I live with this? And started doing my research, and I was like, okay, I could live with this. I'm just going to have to, live it, not live me. It took me 2 years, 3 years to really, um, you know, get that in order. Never is never too late. Still these days, I'm learning how to live my life with multiple sclerosis. And of course, the better you feel, the more you're able to do of clearly. So that's just like you can't walk on a broken foot completely until it's healed. Little by little, you're able to get back to doing what you're doing. It may not ever be um, the past before 5 years that I was diagnosed and had that relapse that gave me my diagnosis. I may never be back there again, but I'm not in the worst off shape. There's a lot of other warriors who are in, you know, worse shape than myself, um, who are bedridden and stuff like that. So I'm very fortunate, and I thank God every day for my blessings and for Him keeping me up on my feet. I know, as just as well as you warriors know, we have good days and we have bad days. I'm going to take them as they come. I just know what I need to do for my body to get well, and I know what I need to do to my body to not cause myself any flares. Sometimes, if for people that's hard to do. Jason, you probably feel this kind of way because you're still working and stuff. I am not. I couldn't see myself at the point right now how my MS is. Uh, Me working, it would knock me down and probably cause flares constantly. So, I am one of the warriors that's got to take it easy, and I've learned to listen more so to my body and put it in order, so to speak. Okay, I feel this way. I'm going to do this. I wake up, okay, oh, well, then I know what my day is going to be like and stuff, but it's working a little bit better than before the unknown. So I'm more in tune with the unknown, guys, and the known at the same time, if that makes sense, because um, at any given moment, we can be hit with a flare. Usually, we have some kind of symptoms. Now, definitely, I can speak for myself, but there's little things with that are telltale signs that start happening with my sensory and overall feeling, my swelling and stuff, that I know how my next few days a week are, and then I'll know at that week if I'm in a flare. And let me just, I'm looking at my linebacker shoulders here in the camera. So let me just give you guys just a real quick update too about that, because that had been an issue. I did a couple of videos on me not feeling well and my swelling since the relapse, not relapse, slap my tongue around, not relapse, my flare and the steroids. But as you can see, it's still there. See that? It's still there, guys. And on this side. Right now, I'm not in so much pain here, but I'm sore today. I went fishing yesterday. I posted my video, and of course, I haven't held a rod and cast and did all that in quite some time. So I expected to be sore today. And on top of it, since this last for the 14th injection, that was my last one last week, I noticed that my joints are hurting after. That's a side effect. I've never experienced it before, but my joints are really achy right now, and it's been happening for the last 4 days. About 4 days. So I'm blaming that on the injection. I'm not gonna blame it on age. So, but yeah, so anything like that, you look for things to say, oh, okay, well that could have caused it, which I'm not lying, because symptoms cause body aches, your joints to ache and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on things, of course, and I do with my body anyway and stuff. And I see the hematologist this month, and to check to see my neurologist ran some blood work. And I did mention this, guys, before, and this is how imperative it is. And you guys probably get tired of saying this, but make your doctor's appointments. Take care of you, because if you don't, who will? Okay. Your MRIs, check on your brain health, check on your MS health. Um, our bodies can say one thing, but our brain says something else. So, um, take care of you, your blood work, being on a DMT, disease modifying treatment. You have to check your blood work. Um, 6 months ago, my platelet count was a little high. Um, no big deal. Nothing that my doctor even talked to me about. Well, the prior, no, not prior, the following 3 months was just recently. My blood work done, got my blood work done, and it showed that still my platelet count is rising. So my neuro called me and he was like, well, I want to send you to a hematologist and to see why your body's producing, um, your platelet count has risen, little bit, but it is over the last 6 months. So um, he doesn't blame this on Kesimpta. I'm not on any other medications besides some depression medication that I've been on since my 30s, and vitamin D3. I take some vitamins, DHA, EPA, which that is basically omega 3. But that's it, guys. I don't have high blood pressure, low blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have high blood pressure, low blood pressure. I think I said that. And um, nothing else. I don't have problems with my legs swelling, circulation, none of that. So I don't take any of those medications, or I just don't have those illnesses. He did tell me last year I had fibromyalgia. He blames fibromyalgia on this. Um, but my other doctor says that it's due to these muscles here, the fluid that's in between the casing called sheath. Now, the myelin sheath is what covers our nerves and our brains, but over our muscles, it's called sheath. And there's fluid in between my muscle and the sheath, the fluid, and it's not going down, so it's causing the swelling in the pain, of course, in between the sheath and the muscle, the fluid's not moving. And that's been since I've had MS, guys. So it hurts to touch it. It irritates it. So I don't mess with it. Cold feels better than hot. Hot makes it burn, so um, that's what I deal with. Um, the I would say the physical, besides the physical, but this, you know, um, is the only thing on for me with the MS that um that physically you can see that I deal with. Anything else is just inside me and don't feel good. But if you look at me, you wouldn't know, that I'm suffering from anything. If I, point out my neck, my collarbone, and the swelling, then you would know, that something's going on with me. Yeah. So other than to, my legs sometimes don't work properly. And my leg is having a hard time coming back to baseline from this last flare. It's like one day it's good, the next day it's not. Next 2 days it's a noodle. The next three it's not. It's like it's having a mind of its own. Sometimes I look at it and be like, "Are you still connected to my body?" Because sometimes it doesn't feel like it. Crazy to say, but I'm sure you guys can relate. Liz says, I am currently not working and it sucks. I used to help in elderly care and now I understand even more how frustrating they feel when they couldn't get up. My 13th injection, I feel more pain. Yeah, Liz, it it's it sucks, and I'm sorry that you're stricken with MS and this is what we, have to go through. Um, Sometimes there's no easy cut answer, but you have to, you know, be strong and not give up and move forward. Um, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to get there, and sometimes it doesn't seem that easy. I've been there, done that, but believe and stay strong, and it'll get better. You say that um, you you fell, and it sucks. I fell. Well, last week's show is what I was cracking up because I fell, stepped down off the chair, putting some pictures up on my wall, and took a tumble. It was funny. I laughed about it. I'm glad I didn't get hurt. I had a little scab right here on my elbow, but little scrape on my leg. But anyway, that was last week. And you say my 13th injection, I feel more pain. So Liz, you feel more pain as give me some details on that pain. Now I have said before, and I do notice this every month is different with the side effects with injecting. Yeah, if that's what you're meaning, I definitely have those too. Some months I feel like crap and I feel like throwing up for 3 days and just want to be in bed. And last month and the month before, I think it was last month, this injection for sure, I had no side effects. I got a wave of tiredness right after, and then boom, I was done. And I was like, okay. And actually, you guys, and I've said this before, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I do notice that third week after injecting, my body starts to decline. And I'm noticing a week, a little bit less than a week, my body is almost like I feel like the key symptom may be wearing off, and my body is craving that. As soon as I did my injection, I felt that pick me up. I don't know if you guys, if that the Kesimpta affects you that way too, but I'm noticing that for me. And this isn't the only month that I have felt like that. I've noticed that before. And it almost like it gave me a boost. One time I did my injection at night. I was up, kind of late at night, and I was like, I wanted to clean the bathroom. I wanted to do all kind of shit. I was like, oh, the Kesimpta is making me feel good. So, but let's see. Jason says, when it gets close to getting my injection, I usually get more vertigo and other stuff. Oh, okay. So when Jason, do you think that's because your body is wanting the medication? Like, does that medication help the vertigo and other symptoms? Because I'm noticing um, that I have a little bit more symptoms that start to arise about 3 weeks in, a week before the injection. I was almost feeling like my body is losing the Kesimpta and it's time for more. I almost did my injection a couple days early one time because I just felt like I know the difference, and I'm sure you guys too because you know your own body. So I was like, you know what? I need Kesimpta. I don't. That's not like it's a Starbucks. Oh, can I get a caramel frap? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I need Kesimpta. So, but definitely, um, it can be trying at times. Um, you have to stay strong, reach out to your family, friends. Never know or feel that you're alone. I know that I'm not. There's so many of us. And with that, you guys, please don't forget to share the videos. Um, my mission is to come across as many warrior ears as possible to let them know I'm here for support, to share awareness, compare, share, and support. And don't forget, always like my videos. If you guys like my content that we talk about here on In the Light of a Warrior on the platform Shit Talking Sundays every Tuesday, I would say almost every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm here in Cali, and I appreciate everyone for coming tonight, tuning in, and being a part of my journey. Um, don't forget, also, guys, be kind, never judge a book by its cover. You never know what that person is dealing with. With mental health being such a prevalent in today's society. um, it's really imperative for us to pay a little bit more attention, to what can be, a possibility even. That's since I've been stricken with MS, it's woke me up a little bit in some instances that I've had out in public, kind of been like, wow, so you just never know what that person is dealing with. Mental illness is a serious disease that affects millions of Americans. So I'm gonna read a few more comments and we're rolling on 7 o'clock, so I won't keep you guys too much longer. Liz says, yeah, I noticed the same thing on the third week. LOL. You too, Liz? Okay, so and Jason, okay, not the only one. So okay. So then it's just that that spanned 30 days, it kind of wears off then, and I'm wondering too, and I think I'm gonna do some research on this. I wonder, okay, so once we do our injection, I'm wondering what affects, what could we put in our body, just say something we eat or drink or other medications can kind of wash out Kesimpta. You know what I mean? Say like say like the vaccine. Say the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, because they say the Kesimpta can wash out the vaccine. So because it depletes your immune system, your B cells. So I'm wonder, is it, does it just start to wear off? Is there something that you cannot do to make the Kesimpta Life, the injection, last longer in your system? You know what I mean? I know it's a 30-day, and I'm sure that's why, 30 days. 30 days isn't long, but believe you me, Lord, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I love Kesimpta. It's working just fine for me. The best as yet in the 5 years that I have felt this good is being on the Kesimpta. And let me say the disclaimer, this is not medical advice, guys. Anything and everything that I've said here tonight regarding my health, my medications, what I do and don't do is solely what my medical team has put on board for me. What may be good for me may harm you. What is good for you may harm me. So everything I say, guys, tonight is just my journey and my experiences. Liz, Jason says, I don't know so much about the memory loss thing. Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh, that's MS. MS. It's common with MS, I should say. Not everything. I don't like to blame everything on MS, guys. I really don't, because there's other things, So, but Jason says, I don't know so much about the memory loss thing. I know when I'm in heat, I tend to slow down. Oh my goodness. Yes. Mentally, but not forgetful, I think. Yes. Oh, I start to feel like my body is going in mode. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this heat. And I love the heat all the way around. I love hot water. I love the sun. And uh, yeah. So me too, Jason. Me too. I bought, so I said at the beginning of this year that I was going to live MS. I wasn't going to let MS live me anymore. And I was going to start making all these plans and doing things. Da, da, da. So I bought this. My son has one. He used it last year when we went camping. It's a fan and it's a mister, and it's wireless. So it just came today. I ordered it a couple days ago because I need to get back fishing. I'm not going to go when it's like 90 degrees outside. And I also bought me a little pod that I could sit in. It's open, not on the top, but it's just open in the front. I can sit on it in my chair, have my fan mister in there with me, and enjoy some outdoor fun this summer. That I've already ordered it. One piece came today. The other one will be here in a couple days, and I don't need any fishing stuff. I have everything. But I said, even if it's not fishing, my granddaughter might have a soccer game or, something, and I can attend that for an outing on one battery charge on the fan mister is 4.5 hours. So I'm good. So I am implementing things to try and make my life more active, to be able to be in more places than what I've done for the last 5 years. Okay, because I'm feeling better, I need to take advantage, and I suggest you guys too. Okay, try and incorporate things in, guys, warriors, that you love to do. Please take time for you. That's all that matters at the end of the day, is that you're taking the time for you. Do what you like, do what you love. Don't let MS consume you. Don't let it consume you. Fight back, stay strong. Liz says, thank you for taking out time of your day. Just know you're helping me out a lot. Thank you, Liz. You always give me warm comments, sweet comments. I appreciate you so much. And this is why it's important for me to share my journey, because we are reaching with our conversation tonight. There could be just one warrior out there that feels they have nobody, that they're alone. And they've seen my videos. I'm going to say our videos, because you guys support me. It's your conversations you have that keep my podcast live and spreading information. This is all information that our comments are providing to the next warrior who is scared and afraid, newly diagnosed, don't know what medications to take, and don't know that life still exists with MS. Take MS by the horns and ride it, write it and make the best of it. Even if you have to, with me, with MS, you have to schedule. Just plan accordingly. Take your time. Take 2 or 3 days if you need be in between things that you love to do, but implement it, guys. This summer, I want to hear some stories, Jason, Liz. I want to hear things that you guys, one thing, do it for me. One thing that you love to do and that you feel MS has stopped you to do it. Plan it, get your things down, order your things on Amazon, whatever you need to make that happen, to be able for you to feel good while you're doing whatever it is. Choose one thing, make it happen. This summer, or this year, I've got to go zip lining. Two things, actually. I'm here in Cali, here in Sacramento, and we have a Sequest. You can get in the pool with stingrays and lemon sharks. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared of sharks, but this is why I want to get in there. I fear sharks. um, but these sharks, lemon sharks, they wouldn't put them with adults if adults. They wouldn't put them with humans if they're going to attack us. They put you in the wetsuit and everything. It's like $30. That's on my bucket list. Zip lining. I know it's a simple one, but I want a zip line. I always have. I never took the time to do it. So I'm going to do it. These two things, guys, it's on my bucket list. And I'm going to record and I'm going to get it done. I'm going to go on my best feeling days and I'm going to plan it. I don't care if I have to sit home and do nothing. It wouldn't from Monday through Friday and go zip line on Saturday. I'm going to do that. I'm going to rest and charge up, feel good, and get these done this year. And I want you guys to put one thing that you haven't done because of MS. And of course, I understand it has to be moderate, right? And I know the same thing with me. But do it. I want to hear all about it. Okay? That'll be one night where we just talk about bucket list and what we need to do to prepare because we're warriors. Okay? So, Jason says that's a hard one because I still do things I want to do. There you're blessed. Lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. There's a lot of us, Jason, as you know, a lot of warriors, like yourself, are still out working. There's some warriors on my channel that are running, doing marathons, and then you have some that are wheelchair bound, bed bound, and some like me, I'm not either, but I can't go out and run. I'll be on my face. And that will be a good sight to see. So um let's see, Jason, come up with something. Just come up with something that on your bucket list, period. Do it while you still can, because you said that's a hard one because I can still do things I want to do. Okay, get your bucket list, get one done. I want to see videos, guys. I want to hear all about it, pictures, whatever it is. We have it's May, June, July, August, September. We got 4 months, okay, to get at least one in. I won't say I'm going to knock two out in 4 months because zip lining too, it's popular around Halloween time. And my son knows of a place where he takes his family out to a pumpkin patch. And it's a little ways from here, from our hometown, but they have zip lining. And I don't care if well, it can't be just like 5 feet off the ground. I want to do a little higher one, but now I don't want to go over no rivers and stuff like that. But yes, I'm a chicken. So I'll probably get up there and scream and want to jump off or something. So that would be my anxiety and stuff taking over. I don't want to put myself in that position. But anyway, guys, one thing on your bucket list. One more question, and then I'm gonna say goodnight, guys. Okay, so uh Jason says maybe do something exciting. I'm scared of heights. Maybe I could sky. Yes. That would be awesome. You know what? I want to parasail too because I'm afraid of sharks. I want to be, but then I'm so scared. I don't want to be over the water. Don't ask me if that makes any sense, but parasail, but skydive. Yes, see, exactly. Um, in between, well, I'm in Sacramento, California, so about 20, 30 minutes here, 15, 20, maybe 25. Um, there's a skydiving place, and I believe it's in Lodi, I believe. Lodi or Galt. That on our way out to see my in-laws in Modesto, we pass it all the time, and we always see people coming in and stuff like that. So yeah, that would be a neat one, Jason, to do. See, I just helped you update your bucket list, guys. Put something on it, get it done. Enjoy life while you still can. Liz said same. LOL. I will fall again. LOL. I hope you don't, Liz. Um, I said I've actually scraped the front of my toe today. I had shoes on. We went to go pick up some fried fish for lunch, and I was walking up the stairs, and my foot just dragged. My left side is giving me hell, guys, and I am going to ask my doctor to send me to physical therapy for this left side. Uh, and Jason says, I do that for sure. Yeah, put it in motion. Put it in motion. Start saving. Do what you need to do. Remember, guys, do it while we still can, right? On that note, guys, I'm going to say goodnight for tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's podcast. And I'm glad I got to interact a little bit more tonight with you, Jason and Liz. And thank you so much for supporting me. And remember, guys, you never know what someone is going through. As with us, we have an invisible disease. So sometimes we have to take accountability, for our own kindness, and just be aware. Remember that there's always someone out there that doesn't feel that they have a support system or even loved. You know, um, so that's I want to dedicate tonight's show to those people out there who feel that they are alone, and who are having issues with mental illnesses. And I hope this video could reach someone. And with our suicide hotline number popping up every couple of minutes on the page, can reach to help someone and make a difference in someone's life. Um, all my warriors out there, thank you. Liz, you too, take care. I hope to see you guys soon. Jason, you have a terrific night, and all my warrior good vibes going out to you guys tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week with yours truly, the warrior. Have a good night.